Hello students and welcome to a new video on the skeletal system. Have you ever wondered about all the things a machine can do? Now compare that with what you can do. Isn't your list much longer? Our body is more efficient than any man-made machine. We can hear, we can see, we can move, we can eat food, remember things, etc. Now let us try to understand how our body works. Our body is made up of many parts, each of which performs special functions. The lungs, the heart, the kidneys, and the brain are some of the major organs of our body. These organs have to work like a team in order to keep the body fit. The teamwork of our bones and muscles is amazing. Working together, they make our body an efficient machine. A group of organs together make up an organ system. For example, the digestive system helps in the digestion of food, and the muscular system keeps our muscles strong and gives us strength. The nervous system controls the working of the internal organs, our movements, and even our thoughts and emotions. The circulatory, the respiratory, and the reproductive systems perform their own special functions. The human skeleton is a framework of bones. This framework of bones encloses and protects all the internal organs and gives support, strength, and shape to the body. An adult human has 206 bones of different sizes and shapes in his body. The human skeleton consists of the skull, the backbone, the rib cage, and two pairs of limbs, the forelimbs or arms and the hind limbs or legs. These limbs are attached to two pairs of girdles, the shoulder girdle and the hip girdle respectively. The skull is made up of 22 bones. 8 flat bones interlocked together enclose the delicate brain inside it, and 14 bones in the facial region. Now remember, only the lower jaw is movable. The skull is attached to the backbone, which forms the main axis of the skeleton. It is made up of 33 small bones called vertebrae, which form a strong column called the vertebral column. The vertebral column protects the delicate spinal cord. There are 12 pairs of bow-shaped ribs which form the rib cage, and it encloses the heart and the lungs. The ribs are delicate, curved bones which are joined to the backbone and the breastbone. The lowest 2 pairs, called floating ribs, are joined only to the backbone. The forelimbs or the arms are joined to the spine with the help of the shoulder girdles, consisting of a pair of shoulder blades and a pair of collar bones. The powerful thigh bone called femur bears the weight of the whole body. It is the longest bone in our body. The femur fits into the hip girdle with a ball and socket joint and is connected to the lower leg at the knee joint. The long bones of the skeleton are hollow and are filled with a soft fatty substance called the bone marrow. Now let us discuss the functions of the skeleton. The bones of the skeleton give shape, strength, and support to our body. They also protect our internal organs. The skull covers the delicate brain. The eyeballs rest inside the bony eye sockets. The backbone protects the spinal cord, and the rib cage protects the lungs and the heart, and the urinary bladder lies inside the hip girdles. Muscles are attached to the bones and make movement possible. White blood cells and red blood cells are produced by the bone marrow in hollow bones. White blood cells fight foreign organisms that invade our body. Now let us discuss the joints in the human body. A joint is the meeting of two bones held together by strong tissues called ligaments. There are several joints in our body. All the joints, except those in the skull, are movable. The bones in the skull are interlocked, making the joints immovable. The bones at the joints move smoothly because of a fluid which acts like a lubricant. There are 4 types of movable joints in our body. A hinge joint is like the hinges in a door. It can move the bones only in one direction. The elbows, knees, fingers, and toes have hinge joints. A ball and socket joint allows maximum movement. One bone that ends in a ball fits into the socket of the other. Hip and shoulder joints are of this type. A pivot joint is found between the skull and the first 2 vertebrae of the spine. The uppermost vertebrae in the neck is called the atlas, after the Greek god who was supposed to be holding up the earth. We can move our head sideways, upward and downward with the help of the pivot joint. The gliding joint allows movement at the wrist and ankle, and between any 2 vertebrae of the spine. It allows our back to bend, twist, and turn at each joint.